All right, so the next one we're going to move on to, it's the next iteration in line here. So it's still a round burner, but it's what we call a direct spark round burner. So you can see it does share some components, but it also has quite a bit of difference to it as well. So you can see the spark igniter here is totally different. And this is a 3-rod spark igniter and flame sense combo. So this one here, these two are actually your spark, and then this 3rd rod is your flame sense, the one that connects to the blue wire here. And again, it kind of shares the same, a common problem with this is this flame sense wire will actually get corroded up here, or actually sometimes you'll see where this will warp, and it will warp itself and it'll get out of the flame front. So it will actually quit sensing flame. Also, we've seen the same thing with the spark igniter. Over time, it can actually bow and move away from the other ground side of the spark here, and it will start sparking to the top of the burner or sparking somewhere where it won't actually ignite the flame mixture as it comes through. So again, that's going to be kind of the common things with this. An important thing to note if you do replace this is the spark gap here is going to be 3/16. And then to set this flame sense, you need to have it needs to be kind of in line with that wavy ring coming out of the burner. So that will put it in the flame path there. So as we move back here, you can see that also the difference between the piloted setup and the direct spark is the pilot setup has 2 separate valves. So it has a Honeywell main valve pilot valve, and then it also has a Maxitrol modulating valve. Now some of the older pilots, you may actually see that they'll have either an ASCO valve like a Red Hat, or have a Johnson valve as well. The Maxitrol was the latest one that we used. So probably most of them are going to have these, but there may be some lingering out there that have something different. So then you'll see the direct spark, it just has one Honeywell multi-valve. So this valve is a main valve and a modulating valve all built into one. So you've got your main section up here, and then you've got your modulating section down here. So this section up here is controlled by the ignition module, provided it senses flame, then it keeps the main open. The modulating side is controlled by the temperature control and the signal conditioner. All right, so on I'd kind of mentioned earlier that some of these setups have some upgrades available for them. The round burner direct spark is one of those that does have an upgrade. So if you're familiar with our equipment, we eventually moved into optical flame sense to get away from the mechanical flame sense rods that get dirty and they warp and break over time. We went to optical flame sensors. So this version here actually does have an upgrade available for it. You can see it's going to come with a new spark igniter here, and then it will also come with a new back plate. Basically, the new back plate doesn't have the sight glass here. It will just have a bushing that holds the optical flame sense. So your optical flame sensor will go in there. It comes with the harness for the sensor and everything to wire that. And you may ask, why does this one have it available and this one doesn't, even though they're very similar? But you can see on the piloted setup, there's just no room to mount an optical sensor at least in a location that would make it conducive to sensing flame. So that's the reason why there's no upgrade available for the pilot, but there is for the direct spark round burner. So if you have any questions, give us a call.